What's up everybody? It's Dave from Both Lighting USA, and I have a super anticipated video coming for you guys today. This is the comparison of the two low-lying fog machines that we sell here at Both Lighting USA. Over here to your left is our dry ice style machine. You purchase real dry ice, you fill it inside the machine, you drop the chamber, and you've got dry ice coming out. And over here on your right, you've got the low-lying water-based fog machine. So we put water in here, we put fog juice in the back chamber, water-based low-lying fog juice, and it requires no dry ice at all. Let's take a look at each of these and we'll give you a perfect comparison of how much output these machines truly have. Can you finally get away from going to the grocery store in the morning of a wedding and use this, which requires just a few minutes of heat up versus 30 minutes of heat up, dry ice versus no dry ice. Let's start off with an overview of the dry ice machine. Here it is right here. It interestingly comes with this nozzle right here, as does our water-based fog machine. Actually, that one has a dual nozzle, but it's nice because you can hide this behind a curtain, for example, or you can just make sure that your fog is directional exactly where you want it. Let's take a look at this nozzle that we've got right here. It keeps it nice and low to the ground. You'll notice that it is in a road case and it is automatically on wheels. That's how it ships. It ships in the road case. This is the top of that road case. You'll see it's just hollow inside. It goes right over top and the nozzle fits in here along with the end. It fits right inside. On the top of the unit here, you have your red light, which indicates heating, and you have your green light, which indicates ready. This thing takes about 30 minutes to heat up fully, and you'll see over on the side here, there is a temperature control, and we recommend leaving it at 80. 80 is your perfect temperature control to get this thing ready to go right in about 15 to 30 minutes, but if you're at an event and you have time to get this going beforehand, get it on as soon as you can, just to make sure that you are good to go. I always do 45 minutes just in case. The first step to using this machine is to fill the chamber with water. So you're gonna want to open up this basket here, lift it right up, and we've got our water inside. You'll see there is a basket in there. And when the basket is raised all the way up, you want the water just to touch the very bottom of the basket. As soon as you see the water droplets right in the very bottom of the basket, you'll know it's full. And at the same time, you will know it's full when your heating light actually comes on. If your heating light is not coming on and you have it plugged in, that means there's not enough water inside. So since we have the heating light on, it's ready to go. It is warming up. It's getting hot in there. I'm sure you saw the steam. Next up, let's go break the dry ice and prepare the dry ice to throw into the machine, and then we'll give you a demo. All right, so we're gonna start off by crushing up the dry ice. Now I'm gonna show you all the tools that I'm using for this, and I wanna make sure that you use one very specific, very important, I can't stress this enough, tool, and that is a nice thick pair of gloves. Dry ice is extremely cold, and in general, if you can avoid touching it at all, you shouldn't. There's really no reason to actually have it in your hand. So let's put these gloves on, let's get up close, and let's crush the ice. One quick thing to mention, if you have a dry ice supplier in your area that actually produces pellet ice, I highly recommend purchasing it. Pellet ice is already crushed up for you. But one thing to remember is that if you're buying dry ice in pellet form, that stuff melts and disappears much quicker than the solid blocks. So make sure if you're buying pellet ice, you are buying it that morning. I had an event a few years ago where I bought the pellet dry ice the day before because the ice supplier was closing. And when I woke up the next day, over half of the ice had just disappeared, even being in a cooler. So make sure that if you're buying the pellets, you buy them just on time. If you're buying the blocks, they have less surface area, so they're gonna last a little bit longer. You can probably do the day before, but in general, if you can pick up the day of your event, that is what you wanna do. Okay, so we got your dry ice here, and the next thing that we have is a mallet. First thing I like to do is just crush it while it's in the bag a little bit. I kind of just drop it on the concrete to let it start to get crushed up. Try not to rip the bag. That kind of happens all the time as you rip the bag. And then I hold the bag closed here, and I just break it up. You don't need them to be 100% tiny crushed pieces. It's actually good to have a little bit of different sizes, because that way you have some of those little tiny pieces that melt and dissipate out of the machine right away as fog, and some that are a little bit bigger that last a little longer. So let's take a look, see how we're doing. And I'm gonna put this all into the cooler to show you exactly what it looks like once it's ready. I think we have a pretty good mix now of small pieces and big pieces. Let's fill it into the cooler, and I have a second bag for you as well. Oh, gotta rip open the bag and get it in there. See how I really don't need to touch the ice too much. We also have a scooper inside to scoop the ice into the machine, so my hands are safe. I'm grabbing this by the bag, and let's do it one more time. Let's start off by just giving it a little bit of a crush on the street. Make sure you do this outside too, people. Don't do this inside of a venue. See, I'm ripping the bag here on accident, but we're pretty much ready to go. Let's throw it in. Now, I bought about 16 pounds of ice today, and I bought it just 30 minutes ago, so it's probably exactly left how I bought it, but I always recommend buying, like I was talking about before with the losing ice, I always recommend buying double. If you're using our dry ice machine, it holds about 8 pounds of ice per use, so I would buy about 16 pounds of ice, and that's exactly what I bought today, 16 pounds. Okay, we are here with the wide angle shot, ready to give you a demo of the low-lying dry ice fog machine. Now, one thing I want to mention, if you're using this for a first dance, you do not want to start scooping this ice into the machine literally until maybe 2 to 3 seconds before the music starts, or even right when the music starts, because if you put this stuff in early, you're gonna have a cloud puffing right up at the top, and it's gonna distract, and it's not gonna have enough to get through to the end of the dance. So literally, you have your assistant pushing play on that music, and you're dropping the ice as fast as you can, 3 scoops, close the lid, and drop the bucket. Here we go. Don't spill it. Close it up and drop the bucket. And then you can move it left to right to get your effect. While this is going, get your next scoop of ice ready. And when you have a moment, you lift the bucket again and throw some more in. And you have to close this bucket as quickly as you can because you see it shooting out the top. And there you have it. It should last a good 2 minutes. It starts to get a little bit lower at that 2-minute mark, and that's where you're gonna see that this machine over on our other side excels because this one doesn't have a limit. It's gonna run and run until you stop it. All right, now let's take a look at the water-based low-lying fog machine that does not require dry ice. You'll see this one is nice because it has 2 nozzles. And of course, once again, you can, with these nozzles, hide the machine behind a curtain or get it at least out of the way of the pictures, and then you can space out your nozzles however you'd like based on your venue. We'll go with something like this. Take a look at the unit right here, and it also has a road case cover that goes right on the top. It's fully on wheels. Right in here, you've got your water chamber. You fill the water up right up until this little black little dot. There's a black little dot right here, and that is your water indicator level. So this takes regular cold water, just plain water from the sink, And then over in our fog fluid chamber, you have the fog fluid. It's specifically low-lying fog fluid. And let me take you over to the exact one that we recommend. Ultratech Inc. sells the molecular low-lying fog fluid, water-based fog fluid. We've got a link to this on our website. You have to reach out to them and then they'll tell you which vendor in your area can sell this to you. That's kind of how they work at this company. So molecular low-lying fog fluid from Ultratech Inc. Heading back over to the unit, let's look at the inputs, the outputs, and your screen right back here. So of course you have your PowerCon input and your power switch. You have your fuse right here. You have a DMX input and output, so you can run this thing fully standalone with a DMX controller without being near it. And then you've got an LCD display with a menu, up, down button, and a timer to run this thing on a timer. Here you conveniently have some extra settings and extra information about the machine. You also get a remote that comes with the machine. We have it nice and zip tied down, but the remote does have a on and off, so you can remotely operate this machine as well with a wireless remote. All right, we're here with a wide shot, getting ready to show you the demo of the water-based, no dry ice, low-lying fog machine. But one thing I want to mention here is that if at all possible, when you're at these venues, you have to ask very nicely to your venue manager or someone on the property to turn off any ventilation, any HVAC, any heaters, air conditioners, fans in the room just for those 5 minutes when you're doing your first dance, because if there is airflow movement in the room, it does mess up this fog machine. It honestly messes up others as well, even the low-lying dry ice machines. But with this one especially, you really want to double check with your venues and make sure they can shut off the HVAC just for a few minutes. Typically, they'll say yes, and it's not a problem at all. Let's do the demo. You'll see it takes a little bit of a second to warm up, but then it really pumps it out just like that. And that's the nice thing about this device, is that it takes a second to warm up, but then it really starts pumping, and it will not stop pumping. I don't remember what the exact maximum time is, but you're just not going to reach it. You're not going to reach that maximum usage time. And here you go. Let's get another angle for you guys. Here's what we're looking like right now in the Fusion sound and lighting, both lighting. Let me give you an example of how we can move the nozzle and get an even wider coverage pattern. And of course, the nozzle goes out far too. I had it nice and tight in, but you really have a lot of room to work with here, and you can cover a lot of area. One more demo I want to give here is, and that's when the microphone died. But this is me giving you a demo of this machine without the nozzles on. We found that when you take the nozzles off, you get even more output. And to be honest, that is most certainly true for the dry ice machine as well. We didn't get a chance to demo it without the nozzle, but rest assured, it is more powerful with the nozzle taken off. Of course, the nozzle is great because you have the control and you can hide the machine, but if you need maximum output, you want it coming right out. Well, there you go, folks. That was a demo of our low-lying fog machine and our dry ice fog machine. Hopefully you got a nice comparison. They're both two really powerful machines, and if you are really in a big ballroom, sometimes you can actually use both of them. You could use both of these machines in a way where you start off with the low-lying water fog machine, because that's going to run the entire time, and when you have a big chorus or a big pump up in the song, that's when you can let the dry ice through. You can even use, if you want to go the dry ice route, you can use two of these on either side of the dance floor, two of the dry ice machines, and really fill a dance floor from both sides. There's plenty of options. Both of these machines are great. If you're that person that really wants to get away from using dry ice, or you don't want to start off in the dry ice world, this is innovative. This is great. The water fog machine is fantastic. You saw what it was pumping without the nozzle too. That is a serious output. as long as you can get the venue to shut off that HVAC system. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. We have the experience with this equipment, so give us a call. Our website is in the description. We'll put the links to both of these products as well. Our phone number is on the website. Email us, call us, text us. We have DMX and tech experts, lighting experts available all the time. We're happy to chat with you and get the right equipment in your hands based on exactly what you're looking for. So give us a call, check out the website, place an order if you'd like. We are always happy to chat with you. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great day.